All I got in this world is my girlfriend. An ugly pistol on my side, nigga. It's hard to pretend. Look at the life I choose. Money, business, and jewels. Fast cars, fast living. Busting at these niggas like them choppers spitting left and right. Hitting anything in sight. Disappearing into the night. Man, I'm talking to them. Introducing to what I'm doing, what I'm pursuing. A dream. Waking up with my hands on some green. But that shit was just a dream. Now it's time to bring it past. Shit, nigga, dreams don't come true, but let me see if they do. I'm on a mission, man. Don't know where the Buick may land. Probably the paint shop, might switch it, but that not. It's hard for me to stop.
What's up, family? Thank you again for tuning in to Black's Real Talk one-on-one against this channel. Now, there's some things surfing around the news again with the defunding and getting rid of the police force. Now, as I see, there's some trickery going on in this whole argument. Just recently, a pregnant woman was shot and killed in her car. Which is ironic to me, for even a woman to even be getting hit up that way, and being pregnant also. Now, this happened in the same. I'm gonna get back to the other thing, but this happened in the same area that George Floyd Memorial resigned in, or something like that. And it's like the city council meetings and the leaders who are pushing up against the notion of, the idea of getting rid of the police enforcement, whatever, defunding the police, whatever it may be the case. Now, I listen, and again, I'm seeing a bunch of coons again. And this all looks so creepy in a way, meaning that it looks something just looks suspect about the whole ordeal. Not the ordeal about the woman being killed and everything, but I'm just saying with this whole movement type of stuff, because here we got some city leaders who all of a sudden, to me, or who all of a sudden now that you're hearing about them because about the violence or in the area. So now that a woman gets killed, now they want to come up. Now the news want to take them in to explain their story. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't been trying to get things going because all the violence going on. But for this particular one, it seems that the news media or they have pushed forward to bring this out because of a woman being killed. But what about other people being killed? So I'm seeing in a society where it's boiling down to where men will be more like, as Hillary Clinton has said, who niggas still go out will and vote for her, that black men are super predators and they need to be dealt with. Quote. Those are her words. And niggas will still go out and vote for this woman, showing that there is a hate towards the men among not only the coon women, but also the coon men as well. Which brings me up to this scenario that I'm talking about right now that happened in Minneapolis, and how they pushing forward and domestic violence, and who knows if it was domestic violence, who knows what it was. Like, we always want to exclude that the possibility that we may have racist cops that are in these areas doing these crimes. We want to exclude that. Because you look at these people as being your heroes. And I'm not just saying cops in general. I'm just saying the people who wear the badges. Those looking people. So we always want to exclude the possibility that just perhaps maybe they could be behind a lot of this stuff that's going on. Because after all, they are racist police that are in these precincts And these are the ones who are doing these killings of blacks. So you add that shit up together. So in our mind, when we see somebody getting killed, our first mind is to think that it's some black people doing it. Possibly, maybe, but let's not exclude the possibility that you have these other people here who also would do that. For even the fact of killing a pregnant woman, like really shooting her up. Now, these things happen in these relationships when men have these mistresses and they get them pregnant and they have a whole lot to lose, so they end up probably in their mind, I can kill her, I can get out of this situation. And some of those things do occur. Was this one of them situations? Maybe. The news ain't telling. The news is pretty much trying to give you this idea that the black man predator syndrome thing. And as much as technology we have and all this other stuff, you know, like, come on. You got to know more. And as like I always said, if they can't find out who does it, pretty much must be the police doing it. That's my opinion on it. Not to say that's in this situation, but I'm just saying we must not exclude that thought, that possibility. That's just like if you're in a freaking hick state in a city and you get some people, black people killed, like, what you gonna think? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you among these people, so you don't think that they will pull a stunt like that? Maybe, perhaps. And we're not thinking because our mind is so cloudy with these people thinking that they are guardians and all this other stuff, when in fact most of them are killers and murderers. Just like when you hear about the Chicago situation, and when the news flashes, in our mind automatically we think it's black people. But what if it's not? What if the police is doing that? What if racist cops are going around doing that? Remember, a year ago they had this white guy dressed up in a black mask, a black face mask, meaning that he had a mask on that looked like he was a black person. And it's probably why they could never find who's doing the killings, because they're looking for a black male, when in fact it could be something else, because the witnesses say they seen a black male man with a black face, but find out it's a black mask that the people are wearing. Real talk. So we don't want to accept that these things, like, we can say that we're evil, but we won't even say that the people who have been doing things to us for over years, perhaps they ain't doing that. So we got to get rid of that mindset and think of the possibilities, perhaps, maybe. And those are my two conclusions. It could be either or. A guy who was had a mistress, that she was the mistress and got pregnant and she was going to have the baby and he wanted to just knock her off. Or it can be some racist cops doing it to make it look like black people's doing it. Now, let's talk about this refunding the police again situation and demolishing the law enforcement again. Because all it is just a taunt. Okay, then you don't want us patrolling the police or patrolling we'll take them out of your neighborhood and let you deal with it. That's what they're saying. So it's like they're giving you an ultimatum. Let us continue killing you, or you don't have none of us to protect you. Real talk. And that's what it seems that they're winding down to. Now, notice a weird thing that I saw also in this story was a transgender city councilman. That's weird. I mean, I don't know what the heck is going on, but this is crazy. This is crazy. And I thought it was a woman when I, saw the people who the city council, the black city leaders or whoever was, wanted to make a public announcement. What they thinking about taking away the police. And all these people that you see in this picture, they're a bunch of coons, in my opinion. I'm gonna click the link so you can see the more story about it or whatever. You tell me what you think. You know, sometimes we got to get rid of all this other stuff about what they just want justice and all. No, fuck all that. Put everything aside and just see the spirit behind these people. We're talking about everybody. It ain't just gonna be us just now. Just I'm saying throughout, across the board. Observe their spirit, their personality. You gonna take away the police? Then what are we? This is not Mayberry that we live in there. So all of a sudden you come out now because the woman got killed. Where were you when other people's getting killed? You see? So now it looks kind of weird that they're trying to promote another episode to show that black men are predator type of syndrome. Because if it's violence going on so much over there, why is this the first story we hear about because some woman got killed? What about the other people that's been getting killed? Have you made that argument, or have you brought that to the attention to the city councilor? And just to show you how naive we are, we don't understand that these people who are in power over us with black faces, they are not for us. They're basically for the people who put them in there. A lot of you think you voted these people in there. 9 out of 10, you didn't vote them in there. They put them in there. They're like gatekeepers. This is why they probably don't want to return their phone call, because they don't really have the power to do anything. So when the city leaders is calling for these people, like in the video, they've been trying to contact them, they haven't responded. It's not they haven't been responding, they're waiting for the master to tell them what to do. That's why. And that's the position they are in. To do what they tell them to do. Period. They have no power. And sooner or later, black people are not going to be looking at these black mayors and so on and so on. They're not going to be looking at them, because they're going to see what it is. And what it is what I'm telling you what it is. They're just there. They don't have any authority. They don't have any power. The people that's over them tell them what to do, when to say it, when to do it, when to announce it, what to do. And that's what it is. And 9 out of 10, these people are not originally from this place. No offense, but that's what I'm calling it. They're not really from this. So, they won't have any love for the black American people. That's how I see it. Things will never get done because they're not from here. When you look at their ugly mugs, no offense, but I'm just saying, sometimes a face appearance shows that you're not from around here. In other words. Now, again, no offense, but based on this subject I'm talking to, this is probably the only way you can understand the language that I'm speaking, to see where I'm coming from with that. Now, all of a sudden they come out, they want to defund it. Ain't nothing gonna help. Reforming police reforming ain't gonna help. You still got people calling police on black people for doing silly stuff. While everybody's out there talking about reform and all this stuff, you don't know how to vote. You don't know what you're doing. Instead of all this protesting and all this other crazy stuff, take it to the ballots now. These people ain't gonna change because they don't want to. Period. Police reform, it's not gonna change anything. This is not the first time this done happened. And you see where it is now. There needs to be a justice where any of these cops do that, they need to face prison time. Mandatory. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Firing him ain't gonna do anything. Somebody else is gonna hire him. You see? So you don't need no police reform. They need practice and all. You don't need all that. Will it help? Maybe. Because maybe they would think twice about wanting to kill a nigga on GP. They might just shoot him in the leg or something. Then you'll see a lot. Then you'll start seeing a lot of them getting shot in the leg. Well, we had apprehended him. Cause you get shot in the leg, you ain't trying to fight back. So why you got to kill us? Real talk. If you shoot one of us in the leg, just like you getting away with killing us, you shoot one of us in the leg, who's trying to fight you back? With a gunshot to the leg. Can't get too far. Right? So a lot of these things we overlook. A lot of these things we're not paying attention to. A lot of these things we just taking for granted. But the fact of the matter is that police reform and all the stuff that they're trying to come up with, it's not going to help. And basically they're saying, if you don't want us to kill you, then we'll just take the police from protecting you. That's what they're saying. Thank you for tuning in. Holla.
I'm on the mission, man. Don't know where to be with me, man. Probably the paint shop might